Why aren't young people riding motorcycles? The easy answers are always the same. They're distracted by video games, obsessed with TikTok, or they're just gone soft. Well, I think that narrative is a lie. The proof isn't in cultural stereotypes, it's on the price tag. Now consider this, in 1995, a 22-year-old with a median income job could buy a brand new motorcycle with about 3 weeks pay. Today, that 22-year-old has to work about 9 weeks to afford an equivalent bike. The desire for freedom hasn't disappeared, the money has. It's not a story about a generation losing its nerve. It's about a system that has methodically priced them out of the saddle. It's really no longer an accessible passion. It's really become a luxury good. So with this so close to home, we're gonna follow the money and really expose 3 financial gates that are locking an entire generation out of the thrills of motorcycling. But before you can even think about getting a bike, you have to get permission. And what I mean by that is a license. That first step has become a financial mountain that stops aspiring riders right in their tracks. Getting a motorcycle license used to be a simple, affordable rite of passage. Today, it's a high-cost ordeal that shuts the door before most young people can even knock. Now, a key part of getting licensed is the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, or the MSF course. Back in '95, right before the year I was born, that course might have cost you $50. Now, in 2025, it's not unusual to see that course at $350. It's a staggering increase that outpaces inflation. When you add up the MSF course, DMV fees, and other costs, the picture gets bleak. In 1995, the total cost for a 16-year-old to get licensed was about $127. Today, that number has ballooned to over $500. Meanwhile, wage growth has stagnated. The cost to simply enter the sport is climbing faster than the paychecks of the people who want to join. For a teenager, a college student, or a young adult, $500 is a huge brick wall. That's the difference between picking up a new hobby and walking away. It's really not a test of passion, it's a test of your bank account. Now, I'm the last one to have a victim mentality, but I'm just laying out the facts and the real costs here. So you finally scrape together the cash to get your license. Awesome day, stoked. Now you get to run headfirst into the second gatekeeper, the insurance companies. For young riders, especially under 25, motorcycle insurance is so expensive that it can pretty much make it a non-starter. It's not a small price bump. We're talking about a real financial wall. And when I looked into it, the numbers are shocking. For a new young rider, premiums can easily soar past $100 a month. And for a 16, 17-year-old, an annual bill over $1,200 is common. Now, while you might see that the national average for full coverage is around $33, that number is pure fantasy for a young rider. And your choices only make it worse. Dreaming of a sport bike? That'll cost you. Love dirt bikes? High risk. Live in a city? Get ready to pay 27% more than someone in a rural area. I am not a fan of insurance companies, and the way they justify this is by statistics, claiming younger riders are a higher risk. But I think this creates a vicious cycle. To really get experience and become safer, you have to ride. It seems like a catch-22. To ride, you need insurance. But to get insurance, you have to pay a price that assumes you're a total liability. You can't afford the insurance without experience, but you can't get experience without the insurance. This insurance wall isn't a choice, it's really a financial blockade for young riders. Now, I know it sounds like I'm on everything, and I don't want to create a victim mentality like I said for anyone, but it's really leaving a gap for young people to get into the market. Sure, dirt bikes are a little bit different when talking about insurance. You may not even live in a place where you can go ride a dirt bike. Their areas are getting smaller and smaller. Environmental emission getting in the way. And so this really applies to the street side. But I want to know in the comments, what's the most ridiculous insurance quote you guys have gotten? I'm sure the stories are going to be wild. So you somehow cleared the licensing and the insurance hurdles. Now all you need is the bike. Now really, this is the meat of the video and the point I'm trying to bring home. What was once the affordable alternative to a car has become an expensive toy. Let's go back to the dirt bike. Take a legendary bike like a Honda CR250. In 1985, its price was equal to about 4 weeks of the median US wage. A stretch, but doable. Fast forward to today, a comparable modern bike, the CRF 250, now costs the equivalent of nearly 9 weeks of the median wage. The real cost to own that dream has more than doubled. And this isn't about one bike, it's across the board. From street bikes to performance machines, prices have outrun wage growth. Manufacturers and OEMs point to R&D, stricter emissions, and supply chain constraints. But that doesn't change the bottom line for a young person trying to get into it. They're caught in an economic trap. I mean, we're all experiencing it. Prices for everything are insane right now. That starter bike that used to cost a couple $1,000s is now nearly $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. And for dirt bikes, they're reaching 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 grand. It's insane. Now, I'm 29 years old. 10 years ago, when I was looking at a 2003 CR250, I paid $2,500 for that on the used market. And the used market is a whole nother thing we'll probably get into on another video. But when you have to choose between rent, groceries, keeping the lights on, or a motorcycle that costs a huge chunk of your annual income, it's really not a choice at all. The passion is there, but the paycheck says no. Now, if you want to see the real world impact of this, spend 5 minutes on any motorcycle forum or Reddit thread. You'll find post after post of young people doing the math and expressing their frustration, and I'm one of them. They're not saying motorcycles are lame, they're saying I just can't afford it. The reason I was able to buy my dirt bike, I got freaking lucky. I worked for Yamaha, and they give you like an insane employee purchase discount, and I ended up having to finance it. I didn't have the money. I was saving up for a ring for my now wife. So this is the human side of the data. It's the sound of a generation being walled off from really a culture that they want to join. The narrative that young people are just lazy or distracted isn't just false. It's an insult to the thousands that have looked at the numbers and had to walk away. So let's put that old myth to rest. Sure, things are distracting, more screen time, but an entire generation hasn't stopped riding because they lost the spirit of adventure. They're being pushed out by a system right now that has made it almost impossible to start. Now, I've asked myself this uncomfortable question: what role does the motorcycle industry play? While manufacturers claim they want young riders in attracting younger audiences, their business model tells a different story. The median age of a motorcycle owner has skyrocketed from about 27 in the 1980s to about 50 years old today. That's a huge jump. The industry has shifted its focus to older, wealthier riders selling fewer bikes at higher prices. Now, that strategy might look good on a quarterly report, but it's a disaster for the long-term health of the culture. The very industry that was built on rebellion and freedom is now putting a price on it. By raising the barrier to entry so high, they're cutting off the lifeblood that they need to survive. The trails are getting quieter, the streets are getting quieter, the starter bikes are disappearing from college campuses. I live by one. I don't see any motorcycles. So maybe the question isn't why don't young people ride? The real question is who benefits when the next generation is priced out? It's a tough pill to swallow, but we need to face it if we want to save this culture for the riders of tomorrow. So I want to know what you guys think. Is there a way forward? Or is riding just on its way to become a hobby for the wealthy? Let me know your thoughts below. And I will just beat this dead horse. I'm not saying that anyone is a victim. I do not want to put the victim mentality into anyone. I just want the sport to grow. I want the industry to grow. No pun intended, it's at a real crossroads here. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you would consider liking and subscribing to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Every single one of you who has watched from the beginning, I thank you. I appreciate the support. And if you want to support the channel, you can check out the links below. Got some merch there, some helpful links, if you will. And yeah, till next time, guys. We'll see you on the next one.